Tonight on Texas News Channel, a new off-campus food pantry.
How indoor lighting could affect new medical treatment.
An exclusive coverage of an Earth Day protest.
You're watching Texas News Channel.
Your leader for live, local UT coverage. Good evening and welcome back to Texas News Channel. For Monday, April 22nd, I'm Rolando Hernandez.
And I'm Sean Dolan. Thank you for joining us tonight. So, Rolly, how was your Monday back from Easter?
Pretty okay so far. Trying to get back to the groove of things, have assignments coming up, deadlines, papers, you know how it is.
Yeah, I feel like this week I'm really getting a bunch of paper deadlines at least.
No, but at least it was a beautiful day. I mean, a good start to Earth Day.
It really was, and it really showed us how beautiful it can be outside.
People around the world celebrated Earth Day today, including a climate change group you might have seen protesting on campus. The international movement called Extinction Rebellion has a chapter here in Austin called Rebellion ATX. They held signs with images like a world surrounding the phrase, "Time's up." We talked to a member of the Austin group about why they were protesting today.
Yes, Extinction Rebellion is a radical environmental group compared to the old radical groups, and basically we are taking action and telling the truth. So we're not telling the truth to scare people, but we're telling everyone that since the first climate negotiations in 1990, greenhouse emissions have gone out 60%. This is catastrophic. This is with our leaders telling us they've got the problem under control, and they totally don't. So we're telling the truth and acting as if the truth is real, and that's taking non-violent direct action, just like Martin Luther King, just like Gandhi.
Cut people off sometimes, especially if you want them to say something.
Yeah, and you're like, you forgot that one part.
While many celebrate Earth Day, a new poll from Wallet Hub demonstrates there is still a lot of work to do. They rank Texas as one of the least screened places in America. Texas was ranked 41 out of the 50 states from environment quality, eco-friendly behaviors, and climate change contributions. If you want to help Texas get green, tune into Good Morning Texas on Wednesday to see how you can make a difference by living a greener life.
UT freshman Map Pesquera gained attention this past week after losing his ROTC scholarship. Pesquera says that new changes in the Department of Defense's transgender policy have cost him the ability to continue his education. He's referring to the new policy that bans transgender individuals from serving in the military. He is now uncertain about the reality of pursuing his dream and enlisting. Tune into Tower Talks this Wednesday, where Pesquera will sit down with the host to discuss his ongoing situation. UT's Air Force ROTC Detachment 825 is celebrating some big recognition. They were recently named Team of the Year by the National Commanding Body of University ROTC organizations. The group was evaluated on physical fitness, leadership strengths, and academic standing. I sat down with Colonel Paul Tombarge, who explained how the ROTC students come together and contribute to UT.
So being able to be part of the UT sort of academic excellence, I know that all the student body here are at the top of your class just to get into UT. So having that high caliber of students here that we can both give to and share with is a great opportunity.
Members of the detachment have access to academic tutoring, physical training, and service opportunities to strengthen their involvement in the community. Colonel Tombarge says that he hopes this recognition will contribute to higher recruitment numbers in the fall.
The University Methodist Church here on campus is going against the Methodist General Conference vote and is continuing to practice LGBTQ weddings. Pastor John Elford with UMC could be facing punishment. Clergymen who defy the ruling can be suspended for 1 year if they perform a same-sex marriage on their first offense. If it happens again, they can be stripped of their clergy rights and privileges.
1 in 4 UT students are food insecure, according to a recent study by the Counseling and Mental Health Center. A new organization is doing their best to make sure every student has food on their plate.
Kayla Peterman explores a new off-campus food pantry run by students for students.
When Mary Marks, a third-year business management student, heard that 1/4 of UT students often go hungry, she knew that she had to act. Marks is a part of the Lutheran campus ministry. She felt launching a new food pantry on campus called the Daily Bread was the perfect way to serve her peers in need.
The reasoning behind why we're doing this, of loving and serving and just showering grace upon people, and all of our actions being informed by our faith and our belief that we are loved and we should share that love.
Her first step was figuring out what students wanted out of a food pantry.
So our research phase then had doing a survey of students and incorporating, well, what times would it be best for a food pantry to be available for you?
Located on 21st Street in San Antonio, the Daily Bread is open on Mondays from 6 to 9 p.m. And upon arrival at the Daily Bread, all you'll need to show is your UT student ID. Everything else, including the grocery bags, will be taken care of by leaders here at the Daily Bread. The group hopes that their service will also erase social stigmas about receiving aid.
So it is kind of like a shopping experience, and you come out looking, quite honestly, like you've just been to the grocery store.
Fueled in part by Keep Austin Fed, Marks hopes to expand the pantry so that they can serve as many students as possible.
We're obviously going to continue to raise awareness and raise those numbers and hopefully serve as many people as possible.
Kayla Peterman, Texas News Channel.
UT alumni from the class of 1970 gave a $1 million donation to the university. Lee and Linda Norris intend for their money to go towards scholarships for both women in engineering and towards need-based funds for low-income students. The couple recognizes the disparity between genders in the engineering field and the struggle of first-generation college students to fund their education.
After watching American Idol last night, we figured we'd spotlight a few of our own singers here on the 40 Acres. U-Talent Records is a student-run music organization here on campus. It's one of your stop shops it's your one-stop shop if you're an aspiring Longhorn artist. The organization gives students experience with booking, marketing, and finance in the music industry. It's perfect for UT musicians who want to get hands-on experience running their own record label. Some students, such as Darian Bernard, have even released singles. We spoke to Darian on how U-Talent helped him.
And so with U-Talent, it obviously provided me with a lot of resources to make the music that I wanted to make. So it provided me with producers that I met, with musicians like pianists, guitarists, anything that you could think of. U-Talent has access to them. The recording studio on campus, photographers, people, graphic designers, just anything you can think of that a person who's trying to make a brand for themselves might need. U-Talent was able to provide that for me.
You can hear Darian's single, King, on all streaming services. Travis County processes 3,000 felony drug possession cases that involve less than a gram of a substance. The district attorney is changing how these cases are prosecuted. DA Margaret Moore instructed APD and DPS crime labs to stop testing substances that are in small amounts because her office will not prosecute them.
Every day, 30 Americans are victims of drunk driving. The woman of your on-screen, who became the face of the anti-drunk driving campaign, died from cancer on Saturday. Jackie Subarido was a longtime advocate against drunk driving after she suffered severe third-degree burns in a car accident in 1999. Two of her friends were also killed in the crash. During her time as an advocate, Subarido repeated that she would show the extent of her injuries 1,000 times if it would help someone make a wise decision.
Uber launched a campus safety initiative in partnership with the University of South Carolina. This comes in light of USC student Samantha Josephson, who got into a car she mistook for an Uber and was later killed. The safety features will include check your ride, push notifications, and an in-app banner to remind riders to take proper steps before getting into a vehicle. We asked UT students what they thought about the new safety measures.
And I feel like we should have the ability to choose, like, if we want a male or female driver, because that just helps us be safer and stuff and make sure that we know who's going to be picking us up. But I feel like giving the push notifications is a good start.
I mean, I feel like I'm safe for the most part, but then again, like, there are some students that could get into wrong vehicles and certain situations could happen, like the one that you mentioned earlier. So I think it's a good initiative. I like it.
I think it's really, really important that these safety regulations do come in, and they're eventually going to come in anyway, but I think it's still up to us to be a little bit more cautious on our side.
The Austin Police Department announced a $1 million grant received from the Department of Justice. The grant was given to help clean areas around Riverside Drive, which are known for violent crime. The community and APD hope this grant will help resolve crime issues and make Riverside a safer environment.
Austin's population is growing, according to the Census Bureau. Since 2010, the Austin Round Rock area grew by 26%. This made it one of the largest metro areas in Texas in terms of percentage. It even beat Houston. From 2017 to 2018, the Austin area population grew by 3% to more than 2.1 million people. This growth is due to citizens moving from within the United States.
The 2018-2019 flu season was the longest in a decade, but it's finally coming to an end. The CDC reports that flu activity lasted 21 weeks. This is 8 weeks longer than usual, and the activity only started to decrease last week. Texas Health and Human Services calculated that the month of February saw the most cases in Texas. During this time, more than 1/3 of test results came back as positive.
So really, it seems like the flu season really wasn't just feeling as long as it was. It really did take out most of our winter.
No, yeah, 1/3, that's a pretty big chunk. And also, I mean, daylight savings time, does that correlate? What is this going on?
Yeah, all that added up. And then plus taking into account allergy season in the spring. A lot of my friends I know are kind of confusing flu symptoms, allergy symptoms.
For sure.
So it's a whole health mess, it seems
Benadryl
like.
and Claritin, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Coming up on Texas News Channel, a spin on what you can if you're trying to learn a new language.
And a bar that's the first of its kind. Stay tuned for more on Texas News Channel.
And I'll let you know what you can expect in the weather this week after the break.
No bartenders in a bar might sound far-fetched, but a bar in Austin is allowing customers to pour their own alcohol. Ounce Tap House is the first bar in Texas to offer self-serve technology. Customers can skip those crazy bar lines and serve themselves. The owners sat down and explained to Texas News Channel how their concept still enforces safe drinking.
We're kind of removing that bartender safety measure. So you're preloaded when you come in per person with 32 ounces. And when you reach the 32 ounces, it cuts you off and you have to come and check in with an employee to get more ounces, which then gives us a chance to see if you're highly intoxicated or not.
This new study is catching a lot of attention around our newsroom. It found that a drink can help you learn another language. Researchers tested 2 different groups. One had alcoholic drinks and another had water. The group with alcohol scored higher in their use of a different language than those who only drank water. However, the study also showed drinking larger amounts of alcohol can affect the way you speak a foreign language and can also cause brain damage and slurred speech.
We spend a lot of time in classes under fluorescent lights, and some scientists say these bright features could be positively altering our DNA. Researchers at Texas State University noticed that fish were affected by fluorescent lights while testing new melanoma treatments. The lights affected their immune system. Similarities between fish and human melanoma is making scientists wonder if these light benefits can also affect human immune systems.
Some events at UT are truly out of this world, like the 40 Acres hosting a traveling spacecraft exhibit, as well as a Q&A with astronaut and alumna Stephanie Wilson. The Driven to Explore exhibit is a multimedia experience designed to immerse students in the story of NASA and the International Space Station. The exhibit arrives to campus on Thursday, so be sure to check it out. Well, Rolly, we've had a few good days in terms of weather
just
out
like that
there,
last story. The weather's been just like out of this world. Hot one day, cold the next, windy here and there, like
all over the place. But it sounds about like Texas, though.
Yeah,
it seems.
So let's see what Hal has for us in the Weather Center. Hal?
Thanks, Rolando. Well, Longhorns, looks like you may have to grab those umbrellas for a reign of terror in the next few days. But how long until we see some sunny skies? I'll tell you this and more after the break. Welcome back to Texas News Channel. After a beautiful Easter weekend and today's perfect weather for Earth Day, skies are going to look pretty wretched in the coming days. Texas weather strikes again. There's a chance of thunderstorms until Wednesday night, but first, tonight is looking mostly clear with patchy drizzle. Tomorrow's fog will move into tomorrow morning with a low around 66 degrees. Tomorrow will have a high of 78 and a low of 64 with a 40% chance of rain. Moving into tomorrow night, the chance of thunderstorms will hang around 20%. Wednesday will come with a vengeance. Get ready for 80% chance of thunderstorms throughout the day, bringing heavy rainfall with a high of 73 and a low of 60. Watch out if you're commuting to campus. But all of that will clear out for the weekend. Thursday and Friday will bring mostly clear skies with little to no chance of rain. The highs will hover around 80. Going into the weekend, the clouds will be nudged out, bringing us mostly sunny skies on Saturday and Sunday with temperatures in the mid to high 80s. Although the next few days might be a bit damp and dreary, no worries. Those clouds will clear out just in time for the last weekend of April to remind us that summer is just around the corner. That's it from me, live from the Weather Center. I'm Hal Riley. We'll be right back with sports.
Welcome back. Tonight we have Faith Castle to catch us up on Texas athletics.
Thanks for having me on. This weekend, Texas softball took on OU in a Red River rivalry series held here in Austin. Let's head to McCombs Field for the highlights. Friday night, Red McCombs Field in front of the 7th largest home crowd in program history. Bottom of the first, Mary Iron Coupon singles it to right field. Sooners can't get a hold of the ball, and Janae Jefferson puts the Horns on the board. Top of the 5th, almost the exact same play as the last, but Slack is going to redeem herself this time and puts a halt to OU scoring spree. The sun has set and the lights are aglow as Slack gets a bunt and brings Tuesday Dermongoncion to tie the game at 2. Miranda Eilish at pitcher now. Sooners with the bunt to Lauren Burke, tosses to Janae Jefferson, who tosses to Reagan Hathaway for the double play, and Hathaway is loving it. We are in an extra innings now. OU gets a hit to right field, but MK Tedder gets a diving catch, but the Sooners have a runner on third and score. Bottom of the 8th, Janae Jefferson gets a bunt. Sooners try to stop her, but they miss the catch. Caitlin Slack comes home, makes it a one-run game. Tedder tries to get another run, but OU catcher stops her, ending the thriller at the Horns fall 4-3 to the Sooners. Last night, if you were driving in downtown Austin, you probably saw a longhorn, a very large longhorn. The recently built Fairmont Hotel was lit in burnt orange with a giant Texas Longhorn logo on both sides of the building. The hotel says it is celebrating a recent sponsorship agreement with the Texas football team for the 2019 season. In the fall, the hotel will have special packages and events that will run alongside Texas games. The Horns open up their season at DKR just a mere 131 days away against Louisiana Tech on August 31st.
Always a pleasure having you on, Faith. Let's head over to Nicki to see what's new in Hollywood. Nicki?
Thanks, Rolando. Coming up next, we'll talk Easter, Earth Day, and the cutest surprises. We'll be right back for your entertainment news. Welcome back to Texas News Channel. I hope you had a happy Easter weekend, Longhorns, because I sure did, and so did some other furry friends. Austinites dress their dogs up in the most adorable costumes. I mean, look at these cuties. I'd show them off too. This was the 20th annual Easter Pet Parade, where dogs and owners marched down SoCo to strut their stuff. You'll totally find me there next year. Coachella did not disappoint with celebrations this year. Why didn't I get myself a ticket? Rapper Kanye West performed a stellar service Sunday for thousands of attendees and was joined by fellow musicians, dancers, and singers. The group performed a combination of his own music as well as spiritual gospel songs. And festival goers got an excellent surprise by hearing a new song called Water. In honor of Earth Day, the new Avengers movie packs a punch, and not physically. The Avengers return to deal with the latest crisis on Earth. This movie's message says resource scarcity and overpopulation are closer than we think. It mirrors the concerns about Earth's freshwater supply, population booms in developing regions, and the debate over human-caused climate change. These concerns are evident in the Avengers storyline. The new movie will be released later this week. Our viral video of the week is too wholesome to handle. Check out this adorable black lab who is extra excited about the addition of another four-legged friend to the family. The owner says the two are already best buds. The video has over 15 million views on Twitter. I'm not sure about you, but I can see why dog is a man's best friend. That's all I have from the entertainment world. I'm Nicki Miller.
Thanks, Nicki, and thank you for tuning in. If you have a news tip, Email us at news@texastv.com. Be sure to follow us for news updates throughout the week. You can follow us on Twitter at Texas News TSTV and like us on Facebook.
Good Morning Texas goes live on Wednesday morning at 7, and Tower Talks is back Wednesday night at 6. Don't miss it. I'm Sean Dolan.
And from the entire studio staff, I'm Rolando Hernandez. Have a great night.